Let's watch some film. This is a fun game to watch. We're going to be in chronological order here, as you can imagine, because there we are. Because that's all I had available to me at the time. So we start off the game with easy completions. This is what I'm talking about. Dialing up zone defense. Second level linebacker takes the flat. Hey, just flash. Give it to your guy. First down. Easy play. You love that. Decisive throws. He's made a decision already. I know where I'm going with the ball based on the safety. They're in man coverage over there on the left. And I'm just going to take it. It's a timing throw. I feel good about it. I feel like my player is going to make the play. 8 yards. I want to reiterate this. It's 8 yards, no new yards after catch. That's fine. Now, here's the biggest thing. It wasn't a running back, but did we get a screen game that worked? Look at this. Perfect job of setting this up. And here's why. We'll go back. This stuff only works if you know, as an offensive lineman, if you know who you got to pick up. Okay? Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. If you can tell it's man coverage early and that guy's sitting on there, you have to get out a little bit faster because you know he's going to dial up that tight end. When you take a tight end screen versus a running back screen, when you have a tight end that's chipping out, those guys usually stay off, and they're either mugged up or they're off. Whether in their man or zone, it really doesn't matter. So you get this extra, I don't know, it looks like probably 2 yards of vertical of distance, and that allows these guys to get out. And now we got kind of a 2-on-1 with these blocks. Run through, first down. Great way to start. This is a great way to start the game. Again, you're getting momentum, and it feels like, we'll get to this in a sec. So here's Bosa. I don't know what happened. Man, it's tough. I'm a big fan of his, man. He's a real pro. Love this about Love early on in the game here. You're just trusting your checkdowns, okay? So we got a 2nd and 10. They're playing. You see all the space they're giving up. But look at the matchup. This is a matchup you want. 250-pound A.J. Dillon, 5-yard head of steam, got to run through a linebacker and a DB. Like, we'll take it, right? Now, he's not always going to get the first down here. But you get to 3rd and 1, and then we start with, and it seems like, listen, it seems like every series in the last month, and I'm sure this isn't true, but it's like you get to the 50-yard line, you fizzle out. And without, this is the most, this team, like, this is the most Packers thing they could have done. Let's fake the tush push or whatever you call it. Let's fake the quarterback sneak and do a handoff where you're running horizontal instead of vertical. I just can't. You know what I mean? It's like you watch, you go, oh, they're finally figuring it out. We're gonna, everybody else is trying to do this tush push thing or the rugby scrum, which it really is not a rugby scrum. I played 4 years of rugby. It's not a rugby scrum, but they're finally going to start doing that until Goodell and the rest of the guys make it. I know we had the penalties a couple of weeks ago, so they set up for it. I shouldn't be saying that, but we're finally going to get this first down, get past the 50, go for it, and we go for the horizontal run out of a 3-point stance, and then we go play action pass. Now, these plays feel like they should have been flipped. I don't feel we should ever run the other one, but this could have been your 3rd down play because you still have like a run pass option. So we go under center. We go with the play action pass on 4th down, and we're throwing out to the flat horizontal. He's not in a position to even get the first down unless he turns and runs for 2 more yards. And the worst tackler on their team last week takes Musgrave out. And you're giving the ball to a guy who's not going to break a tackle. And I'm not a dig on Musgrave. He's not going to break that tackle running away from the quarterback horizontal. This is the kind of stuff where you go, you just saw they threw a check down, they threw an 8-yard, they threw a stick up top, they threw a comeback. It's like, sometimes we outthink ourselves. I'm talking about the entire National Football League. It's almost impossible for a defensive back. You go 5 wide right there. You go even if you go 4, leave the running back in. Even if you wanted to, under center play action takes time. So you just got a lot of stuff going on. With a 4th and 1, it's like you need 2 yards. Slant, stick, air, there's text. I mean, there's choice routes. There's just things you can run right here that aren't running away from the quarterback. That's all I'm trying to say. Difficult. I love the physicality that I think Nixon brings to Keenan Allen right here. That's how you deal with kind of the screen game, outside toss. Devondre Campbell makes the play, but really Nixon makes the play by just standing the wide receiver up. So the running back, Austin Eckler, you want to make him cut in the backfield. He's still effective, but he's not nearly as effective. Great job by Nixon, 2 hands in his chest. Jugs Machine Monday. There's so many things that the Chargers are going to be thinking about this week. Number one is, I'll guarantee every one of those wide receivers is going on the Jugs Machine today. They got back late last night. Get up, get their coffee, go over, take 100 balls in the Jugs Machine, man, because 4th and 4, there ain't nobody around. Drop. I think it's a tight end. Drop. Now you can't make this. This is what I'm talking about as far as game planning with the Green Bay Packers. You can't make this any easier for the tight ends now, okay? So Bosa's out. You got Mack on one side, 45 on the other. Now you're leading with your tight end Kraft's on the line of scrimmage, and now Musgrave's going to be coming in motion, and they're going to slip double on the move this defensive end to an outside player. You can't make this any better. Like, this is for the quality of blockers that they are right now. This is the best scenario. You got a guy coming from motion. You got a guy head up. They're both getting to kind of get a running start. You got to be able to execute this. We saw this last week with the Detroit Lions, and the difference is in attention to detail. The difference is in attention to detail about how they go about their business as far as angles, footwork, hips, body position, etc. Because the Detroit Lions, or excuse me, the Chargers are going to see this for the rest of the year. And every team in the National Football League is starting to replicate the things that the Niners have been doing for at least 2 years, right? And this is one of them. Maybe not with 2 tight ends, maybe with Juszczyk and Kittle, but you get the picture. But they just get shrugged off here. And unfortunately, that's Ben Sims. Sorry, that's not Musgrave. But they get shrugged off, and he ends up making the play. It's just those kind of things just cannot happen if you want to continue to grow. Now, Preston Smith. This is insulting that they would put this tight end on a stretch play to Preston Smith. Are you kidding me? I mean, Preston Smith's playing patty cake with this guy all day long. 2 hands in his chest, playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. Right? I mean, this is listen, this guy just keeps showing up for you. Some people, he doesn't have the stats and blah, blah, blah. This guy just keeps showing up. Look, he doesn't even care. He just gets up. No one's even celebrate. Right? 1st and 10. They get 2. Nobody even cares because it's like, what'd you expect me to do? You just put Parham Jr. on me. I love it. You commit a lot to the line of scrimmage here. You got Devondre Campbell on the end there. They tried a couple different things. I thought this was interesting. I like when they go 5-1 out of nickel. I love it. They've got Preston and Rashawn Gary on the left side over here. Slightly confusing, but what I love here, the reason they're doing it is because it allows everybody to be a single blocked. Every player now is single block. You're not going to get any doubles. We talked about it in the preview show. The one thing I'm going to say San Diego 10 times today, but it's LA Chargers do well, especially on the left side of their line, is they do a great job of double teams. They get vertical. They can get movement. So singling these guys up really is going to give us opportunities for that first wave of defense to make some plays, and they did. Wyatt has a great play right here. You'd love to see that. We walk up. They read middle linebacker, take what they can give them. These kind of plays, this is what a good offense is going to do. Like you can't always be right. So this kind of stuff you can definitely live with. They featured the tight end early in the game, but they're taking. Oh, did we talk about Lucas Van Ness in a 3-point stance? Did we talk about their entire team in a 3-point stance? For months since the draft with this kid, Lucas Van Ness gets in a 3-point stance. Watch this. Takes out the end, takes out the second end, takes out the lead block, stops him before the first down on the second and short. Okay, you want to talk about how to build out a player. Put him in a position where he can do that, because the kid in a 3-point stance in college could do that all day long, right? You put him in a 2-point, you do all this, okay, blah, 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 blah. Help the kid out. Not rocket science. This is a great job by the defensive staff, giving him a chance to play with more leverage, kind of with your ears pinned back. He's not going to be a great pass rusher now. I don't know if he ever becomes a great pass rusher. But he's strong, he's explosive, and he plays with extended arms. You just got to put him in a position to get there before the offensive lineman or the tight end. Putting him in a 3-point makes him more aggressive, makes him play with better leverage. Love it. Okay, everyone's going to get angry about this stuff. So you're looking at a 3rd and 1. They go bunch formation, so Preston's got to be outside of the widest guy. Why? Because if they pin him and they just run a toss, the only player out there is the cornerback, and they're just going to lead on him with one of those 3 players from the bunch. Okay, so this is something just by scheme. This is what the Chargers, they're doing this for a reason. Now you can extend out your defense over there, but the leverage player who's playing with outside leverage on the line of scrimmage has to have leverage on that bunch, because the bunch is we call it a nasty. It's such a tight split. Now I think this is Wyatt, who really does a great job of penetrating here. Takes on, I think that's the left tackle or the tight end, pushes him back into the past the line of scrimmage. We're playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. We got to play here. Preston ducks his head in there, tries to make this tackle, and ends up getting logged. And then Eckler goes down the side. This is what Austin Eckler does. This is why he's so good. He turns one of these like no gain plays, 3rd and 1, no gain, into a long deal. Yeah, we got to be better. There's no question about it. But from a schematic standpoint, you sit there and I got the edge. You can't peek your nose in there. You got to keep that outside hand free. Easy to say, tough to do. Talk about it. As good as Keenan Allen is, he had a bad day yesterday. He had 115 yards and a touchdown. It's a bad day, Mike. Yeah, it's a bad day when you should have had 3 touchdowns. Drops that one. As bad day to have a bad day. And under center play action pass. So they score 3 points. We go under center play action. You can't dial this up any better. I haven't always been the biggest advocate of the way that they use certain personnel on offense, given their experience levels and football IQ. I'll say it again. I thought they called a masterful game sheet for this play, or for this game. They called a wonderful game. Can't dial this play up. Under center play action, takes the shot, has the win. I mean, he's beat. We got everything we want. You just got to make this play. And we just can't connect on it yet. That's just a fact of life. I love this. This is one of the explosive runs from a non-running back. So you don't love that the running backs aren't getting off, but you do love to see this. I think this is Reed getting the ball on the ground. We have numbers. You got 4 defenders in the box. I'm going to take out Jenkins in the 3 technique. I was going to assume he can make that block. But because A.J. Dillon's added to this, you really are, with a speed motion that Jaden Reed's going to provide, you're really 5-on-4, because you got 4 blockers already. And so you got one guy that can't be accounted for. That's the guy with the ball. So, again, these are really smart play calls that are using speed, just like the Miami Dolphins do that everybody celebrates with Tyreek Hill. It's one thing to go across the ball in motion, because you can see a lot of stuff. Are they playing zone? Are they playing man? How are they going to rotate, etc.? It's a whole other thing to do it at full speed, because now the reaction, the communication time is gone, right? And just even if you get a fast guy and he starts running away from you, by the time you figure out what the hell's going on, he's 10 yards down the block. And even if you're a fast guy, you're still starting 10 yards behind. I mean, it's tough. Now, John Runyon's out, Sean Ryan's in, this whole deal. This is a PAP, a palms up play of the year candidate, okay? Because we come in here and now we got Josh Myers and Sean Ryan both pulling out to the left and just leaving the defensive tackle to go and hit the quarterback. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I can't prove this. I don't think Sean Ryan was wrong here. I watched this 3 times. I think probably Josh Myers is supposed to block back. Unless it's a 3 technique. I don't know. You would think the center would have the right call here and Ryan would be the one who's doing it wrong. But regardless, these are plays you just can't have, right? That's a communication. That's like a self-enforced error, right? Yeah, 3rd and 11. I put this down, or 3rd and 10. I love that. I'm circling the 3rd and 10 because where are the Chargers at the sticks? We got 2 checkdowns. And this is, again, why I think this is a great job from a play calling standpoint. These guys are going to play soft zone on 3rd and 10, and they're not even going to have a guy at the sticks. And now you got a 250-pound running back. Same situation as before. He just catches it 5 yards deeper. Gets 15 yards first down. Go to the second quarter here. On the end around. We saw earlier how the defensive end, Khalil Mack, was playing when we had the tight end step to him and we had the motion man. And we've seen on tape that they want to face or wrong shoulder when you come down, when you down block, and then you send a guy across the ball to block you, to like a guard pull or this tight end on split flow look. They want to come down and either wrong shoulder you or they want to face you. Once you see that, and he's a backup, they run the around to Reed. 45 gets caught. Musgrave gets really a 2-for-1 because you Olay on 45. First big play of the game. Explosive play, touchdown. Taking tape and applying it to the game plan is what every staff does. It's great to see it when it's executed the right way and it works out like this. Really glad this works. So we spike here. Got Van Ness again in a 3-point stance, which, by the way, I love. We spike underneath. Carl Brooks beats the right guard. And notice the stance. He's going for it. Like, he's pass rushing right now. We're not reading out. He knows exactly what the score is. I don't know how the guard gets beat on that move. I love the footwork, though, because he steps out, makes him reach a little bit further than he's willing to go. So Van Ness rips inside. They're running an ET with Slayton, but he never gets over. So he has he has a place to escape. So it works out. Carl Brooks with, I don't know if it's not his first sack, but one of his early ones. Great job. Now, this is something as a running defense, that we got to fix. So you love the aggressive style of play from the linebackers as far as being able to fill the hole, right? We kind of celebrate, man. We really want guys to start. Let's have fights on their side of the line of scrimmage. We've seen it already. Success, obviously, when Preston tucked his nose in and got his outside hand clamped up. Austin Eckler takes it outside for 30. Not a great play, but just the way that we're playing ball on their side of the line of scrimmage, I want to celebrate, okay? Because I think that's the style that you're going to find more success, because that's usually the personality of the players you have. So we get some downhill motion here from Campbell, but you look at the backside and they just get completely wiped out. And so backside run, you're beat off the ball, you've got vertical push, and now you just get, it's a free 8 yards. And so this is kind of the theme. If you're going to be aggressive on the front side, you have to win across the face. You have to hold your gap in the backside. It's that easy. You have to be able to do it. Somebody on the backside defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, safety cover. Someone has to be there for the cutback, because if you make the running back cut behind the line of scrimmage and stop his momentum, because that's like that play is I'm going right. Nope, I'm going all the way back left. That's not like a one cut downhill like Terrell Davis and the Broncos. That's not an Alex Gibbs zone scheme. That's I'm going all the way back. You can't be able to do that and still get 8 yards because there's nobody home. This is a touchdown. And my whole point to this is we just blew coverage on the top. So there's no safety behind there. If he wants to throw up to the green circle, there's nobody on him. 2 Packers guard, 1 player there, just to the left of him on the screen. Pick one. This turns out poorly because my man here, third string tight end, just kind of dog walks our safety, but it happens. Okay, we're under center play action. Got time here. He holds the ball for 5 seconds. And I'm going to show this from a different angle. So we give up the sacks. John Runyon Jr. Everyone hates John Runyon Jr. Should we put in Sean Ryan? Okay. This is the Miyagi blocking philosophy, okay? And here's what I'm saying. You guys remember a Karate Kid? And he goes to Daniel-san. He gives him the headband or the bandana. He says, karate down left side of road, good. Down right side of road, good. Down the middle, squish like grape, right? If you're going to go under center play action and you want to take all that time, it's either we're going to sell the run. We're either going to sell the run or we're going to do something other than under center play action. But if we're going to do under center play action where we're doing the fake handoff or we're dropping back 7 steps or we're coming up, we're pumping, it's a 4-second route, a 5-second route, we got double moves, and you want me to just pass. This is philosophically, there's no excuse for losing, but this makes it that much more difficult because they want me to sell run, and I got half the team in 2-point stances, and nobody here thinks this is a run. So the guys are coming off the ball. You want to be able to actually sell this. 51's looking like an all-pro yesterday. I think he had 2 sacks with a sack fumble on one of them. And look, I'm not saying this is one of those deals. If the ball's gone, if he doesn't stand way back there, if he steps up right now, there's so many situations. This is the tough part about playing offensive line. I'm not making excuses. You get beat. But there's so many things that can happen here where nobody even notices this play. And it's just how it goes. And who's got the toughest block here, really, if you think about it? The right guard. Why? Because he's backside of the play action, and he doesn't know whether to run sell. He doesn't have a double team. The guy's got outside leverage. Gives me cold sweats. So, Love, look, flip the hips. We saw Herbert do this literally last week, and I just, you had the, hey, can he run to the left, flip the hips, throw a dime, check, check, check. Love does the exact same thing. Fantastic play. Just making things happen. Now, this is a tough look. We go under center play action again. And they want to pop the center back. But to pop the center back, the backside tight end, wide receiver, someone's got to slow down back. Okay? You can't, he's got to actually stop momentum. You got to hit him. You got to do something because they want Myers to step to his right, slam into the defensive tackle, and then get back out here and try to get Mack. And it's just, there is no way that's going to happen if you don't take anything off the rush. So, again, a lot of teams use that and use it effectively, but the person has to execute. And that is, and let me say this, that isn't a play where I'm sitting there asking a wide receiver or a tight end to put his hands on Khalil Mack and pass block him. We're asking him to put his entire body in front of Mack's entire body and just slow him down for 2 steps or make him loop out or do anything so that Myers has time to get back. So some of this stuff, it looks bad for a certain person that, or a certain group. Not true. You'd love to see this. Quay Walker, downhill. Quay Walker, downhill, taking on that tight end, playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. Campbell cleaning that up. I just love it. That's the kind of ball. That's the kind of ball you want to see. That's the kind of stuff that gets you excited, because it's like, I know we gave up 150, and I know the quarterback had 73 of those, and I know Austin Eckler had that big run. I know, but you see, from a behavior standpoint, you hope that we're going to kind of latch on to some of these behaviors and start to make changes. We take the lead. So we've got tight end. We got a tight end in the backfield. It looks like that pony look, but it's really, I think that's either Kraft or Musgrave. So we got the lead. You see they log, like we just talked about. They close down. The defensive end closes down, so we log them. We lead up through. And this makes it so the tight end out of the backfield, he doesn't have to kill anybody. He's not leading on a defensive end now. He's leading on a linebacker. Number 9 is not the most physical human on the planet, as per yesterday's game. Kenneth Murray Jr., first-round draft pick in 2020, is not the most physical human on the planet. Lead through, first down. Not a big play, but it's a 2nd and 3. You need to get that first. My point to everybody is these schemes will help those tight ends. It used to be all those tight ends had to always go backside and do this. Now we're putting them play side. We haven't even run the split foot with the guy backside all game. Right? You still have that in your pocket. They probably took it out because they were tired of running it. But now you're leading with these guys who, in a 3-point stance, D end on tight end is a complete mismatch, right? Is an eyesore. But now you start putting them in these positions and they get better at it. Now you have an all-inclusive running game out of this personnel group. Right here, you love to see. Now, when you're running these kind of routes, these comeback routes right in the middle of the field, you're doing it by yardage or you're doing it by cycles. Like, hey, I'm going to take 7 right, like on my 7th step, my left foot, that's what I'm breaking down. But you see right now, as the Chargers play match, as soon as he flips his hips and starts running, as soon as that happens, you see the breakdown and you just see the speed and separation. Just speed and separation here by Jayden Reed. Phenomenal job. That's why those two yesterday, Wicks and Jayden Reed, other guys had made plays. Dobbs had touchdowns. Christian Watson had a touchdown. These guys kind of stood out because it's like their small space movement is really good. Multiple options. So we just showed the, where are we here? Here we go. So we got the lead with the guard pull, and this is an RPO. So we just showed a very similar play, same look. You're bringing the tight end in motion. They decide to bring the slot. And so now we process this with pre-snap indicator. Okay. Jordan makes the decision, instead of running the lead, which is there, he throws it up for a wide receiver screen. This kid makes 2 miss. Gets 15. That's fantastic. That's a fantastic job. This is the power of, being able to have all those good athletes on the field at the same time, particularly with those tight ends, if they can be a viable option in the running game. Now, let me go back and explain this screen. So the screen game has just struggled, and everybody blames the offensive line. Right now, offensive line's going to not the linebacker in the circle, but the linebacker to the bottom of him on the hash mark on the 8-yard line, 7-yard line. The running back, A.J. Dillon, gets a little bit excited here, goes right by the blitzing linebacker. Could have butted him, could have done any number of things. And now he's ahead of the lineman. The linemen are going on time like they're supposed to. There's not a jailbreak call for a screen because the linebacker blitzes, man. So the running back's just got to butt him out. Yeah, maybe you heated it up a little bit. but now he's ahead of everyone. So this guy comes in and makes the play. It's a timing, it's a practice thing. You got to see that in practice. I would, you wonder if they've seen that look in practice. Well, okay, we're going to bring the linebacker this time. What's that going to look like? Because the other option always for the in the Green Bay Packers offense, there's always a route, or there should always be a route, shallow cross. Usually was with us, like 7-2X shallow cross, screen left, screen right. If they're going to bring that guy, that pocket that's vacated, you just throw the ball out right now. So they might not have that option. I didn't watch that play again, but that's something you would think about. So we just go for the